Hello and welcome to Wolfman Gaming. This is my Metro 2033 Redux Good Ending walkthrough, and this is mission 20, also known as the Depository, and it's time to take on the librarians. And here we have one of them now. And when you think of a librarian, you always think of a little old lady, you know, with her glasses on the tip of her nose and probably a grey cardigan. Nice sweet little lady, probably drinks tea because coffee is considered too obscene or something. But that's not the case in these games, or in this game. Because these librarians are giant gorilla-like monsters, and they will have you for lunch unless you take them on the proper way. There is a trophy for killing one of them. I think it's called Heavy Reader, something like that. If you are going for that trophy, I suggest load up your AK with military grade rounds, tuck your balls and fucking pray. Because they can not only dish out punishment, they can take it as well. They take a shitload of bullets and it's just not worth it. Unless you're going for the trophy, then take on that first guy. That is your best chance to do it, because it is quite a big room, and this is the difficulty you want to do it on. Because as I said, they hit like fucking freight trains if they get pissed. So how do you survive an encounter with a librarian? Well, it's very easy. What you want to do when you come face to face with one of them is stand up, first of all, and be as still as possible, and always keep your crosshair at his face at all times until he has completely left the room. Because he will come up to you, he will try to stare you down, he will challenge you, he will start roaring, try to puff himself up almost, but will straighten up, try to be as big as possible, stare you down and put some fear in you. Which they are quite successful in doing, because these guys are fucking scary. They're like nightmare versions of King Kong. But as long as you follow those instructions, keep your crosshair aimed at his face, don't make any sudden movements, and don't make any noise while you're in here. Whenever you need to break down doors or anything, I like to use my knife. Silenced weapon might work as well, but it's just a waste of ammo, because noise will attract the attention of the librarians. So always remain calm, and whenever I like to use my compass in this area, because it can be a little bit confusing to get around this place, it can be a bit disorienting. So I like to whip out my compass from time to time, but whenever one of them shows up, I always switch back to my weapon. And now I'm actually gonna take some damage from this one. I got really lucky, because he's coming in, he's trying to charge me, and I was a bit too close, I guess. That is something that can happen. Sometimes they will hit you once, and then they will stand down. But you saw that? He hit me once and put me in critical. That's how dangerous these guys are, and now he's trying to stare me down. He's roaring, he's being ever so threatening, and then he fucks off because he realizes, okay, this guy is not afraid of me. I will back off, and then I will flank him at a later moment probably. And even though this level is very short, and it is quite easy when you know the path and you know how to take on these guys, I still think it's really tense when you're playing it. Every time I played through this game, all kinds of sphincters have been tightened. Because you never know, because even if you follow these steps, sometimes, just sometimes, for some reason, he will not back off. It has happened to me on occasion that even though I do that, I just stand there, I stare in his face with my crosshair, not making a move. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and I'm not quite sure why. Because it should work. And it's the same thing in the book, actually. I mentioned the novel from time to time, and they don't look like I had imagined from reading the book, but I think that I just misinterpreted the description in the book, because I think this is quite similar to how he describes them. But either way, this is a scripted sequence, by the way, which you most likely understand. And here you will see a little edit, because I made a little mistake. Because one librarian is heading straight for me. And what you want to do with this guy is move out of his way, because he's gonna jump into the elevator shaft. And I'm standing straight in his path, trying to stare him down, but he will not back off. So I died on my first attempt, so I had to redo it. There is a checkpoint while the elevator is falling down. So he is telling me to piss off, because he wants to go upstairs, and I'm gonna move very slowly out of his way. Keep my crosshair on his face, make sure he doesn't do any sudden moves, and then we can head for... I wish I could say the exit, but the exit to this level. We're heading deeper into the library. But I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. So until next time, this is the Wolfman signing off.